first community question is, what would you do if you knew you could do it?
Climb more trees. High, up real high in the trees.
Oh, that's a really good one.
What's stopping you from doing it?
My mother.
Watching me
Your
almost
real
die
mother?
falling out of a tree when I was younger. So I was like probably 20 feet up in a tree, and they're like pretty thin in the trunk. And I I hollered for Lacey and her boyfriend to like come over to the grove of trees where I was, and I was like, "Look at me!" And I leaped from one tree to the other, and I had done this in my own personal time, probably
my demise.
3 or 4 times in my own personal time, and she and he are right there, and I leap, and my foot does not make purchase, and then I remember falling like towards the ground, and I remember my head being the thing closest to the ground, like I was falling head first, and then I just remember like sort of accepting it, and then I got caught on my leg, like there was a branch.
Whoa.
Yes.
And I was just like hanging, caught by one leg.
It's an angelic branch.
I don't think I remember
You don't
that.
remember that? Oh my goodness.
Where was it? Where were we?
It was the house on 299th Street.
No, it's gone. I have no memory of this. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Well, I mean, the thing that I was going to do if I knew that I could do it, might have been foreshadowed by my first story, and that's literally like all parkour, any flips and physical tricks.
Okay, I want to change mine to parkour.
From the beginning of my conscious experience, I have imagined myself like running and climbing and jumping every surface that's like going by as I'm driving or I'm in the car.
Is it Spider-Man inspired?
I mean, who freaking knows?
I bet it
But
is.
I think that's just being a child inspired.
But it's like I did it on the way here today. Like I do it every day.
I remember very vividly as a kid sitting in big places where like I as a kid had nothing to do, like church or whatever, and like you're in this big room and all these adults are doing something, and I would stare at the rafters and just imagine myself like leaping from one to the other or swinging between them or like having some epic battle up there, and was very much up there and not in reality.
Yes.
I also remember when I was a kid, similar thing, having watched The Land Before Time, where they would fight each other and they would like run into rocks and they would break and all this.
Yeah.
I would set up the cushions in the living room on the end, so the cushions were like stones, and then I would charge across the living room and ram into these things and they would break. And
I would love to see little Tom doing that.
I mean, Big Tom would do it too if we really want me to.
Okay. What about you, Krista? What would you do?
Well, I almost do it, and it is just the knowing that I can't or not knowing that I can that stops me.
Okay.
When I go on a hike and I'm at the top and this beautiful like outlook and the wind is blowing and I just outstretch my arms and I can just feel the wind and I feel that I could just take off and fly and I would fly up above and through the valley and all these things that I see. Pretty sure I could do it. Like 99% sure that if I leapt, I would fly. It's just that 1% that keeps me, and so I haven't done it yet.
I don't know. I like that 1%. Maybe we.
I
listen
feel like
to it.
Krista, it's
You
very
can
important
fly.
for you to like maintain a really healthy relationship with like substance abuse, because I feel like with just the right tweak, you could take away all these barriers, then you would just be dead immediately. Like. So keep that in mind.
Yes, this is me. No substances.
I can fly.
Our older brother David actually had a near-death flying experience. He was like maybe.
Aren't all flying experiences near-death experiences? Truly?
What, when he wanted to jump off the roof?
Yeah, he was like wearing a Superman cape and he like climbed up on the roof, young kid, and our grandmother was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I can fly." And she's like, "I'm sure that you can, but why don't you do it later? And why don't you come down now?"
Fly was actually my first answer to this question when I was preparing. I said fly, and then I was like, maybe it's just that I would like to be high, so I want to climb. Yeah, you heard my pause there. So I would, maybe it's climbing trees. Can I get to the top of a tree?
So
that's something I would really do if I knew I could.
But what did he do? Like.
She got him down.
Oh, Grandma.
He didn't
Good
jump.
job. Good job.
Yeah.
That's good.
And you don't jump either, okay? Just at least not right now. I believe that you could fly as well.
If anyone can.
Yeah, it's her.
I
But
know.
maybe we
Mother
listen
of
to
Larva.
the 1%.
Yeah.
Like if you watch the movie Matilda, she doesn't start by like throwing her friends or like catching the person who's like flying out the window. She starts with like a Cheerio. You know,
Yeah.
so
So maybe we start with
confirm for
Cheerio.
yourself that you have any actual power before you just like,
How many times I've stared at a window in the car and tried to use the force to to roll it down with my mind.
I used to do that to try to trigger dreams where I had telekinesis.
Wow.
Because telekinesis is easily my favorite power, and it's like I want it so bad. And then what happens in my dreams is I'll like randomly have a dream where I have telekinesis, and the first thing I do is I run to my room and I spend the whole dream practicing, trying to get better at the
How
power
fun.
and gain more control. And then I wake up and I'm like, oh, damn it. And so what I would do is like during my everyday life while I was awake, I would try to make objects move so that that was like a natural path for my brain, so that when I was asleep, I would naturally just like try to make things move, and I would, have more telekinesis dreams.
You have awesome dreams.
I know.
I just constantly get murdered all the time in my dreams. It's way worse.
That's so real. Like you're actually realistically being murdered.
Should we go into this a little?
No, we should not.
Let's move on.
Okay.